So I skateboard, I snowboard, and I surf. Probably snowboarding would be my biggest right now in my life for sure. Snowboarding's just always been that thing. Like, it's just like super fun to do. Like, the scene is super cool. Like, the guys who do it are so rad. Like, it's just been a super easy thing. I've just latched onto it. I've gotten jobs by doing it. It's just like, I don't know, I gotta think about this.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay. Just gotta collect myself real quick. What, Mom? Okay, she called me, but fine. So,
Fresh Kid Z, Fresh Kid C, yes, Fresh Kid P, Fresh Kid T. Oh yeah, we back. Oh, and Zach Boone, by the way. Yeah, Jones. Yeah. Chitty Bang, and we pretty much amazing. Can we hear your new song, please? I got you. Hey, yo,
What has been the worst injury in snowboarding for you?
snowboarding, I think when I fractured my lumbar, that was probably the heaviest one.
Yeah, I bruised my ribs in the beginning of the season, and then in February I tore part of my rotator cuff, and I also had a muscle contusion on my shoulder.
Yeah, I mean, I've had my own case of injuries, and both of us have definitely endured some powerful falls. But you wanna land these tricks to get that sort of sense of feeling, and you keep doing these tricks until you finally get that feeling that you want.
Definitely.
So I think that it's definitely a adrenaline-induced sort of drug in its own way.
I would say it definitely depends on your personality. It depends on the kind of person you want to be. It depends on kind of like what you want to take away from the sport. So like the adrenaline, like you're saying, is achieved through, you know, landing your trick or like succeeding in a competition or whatever. But if you're the kind of guy who could care less, who you're not really like trying to push yourself uncontrollably to get to a certain level in the sport, then it doesn't really matter. Then it's all positive because like there's going to be no negative effects because you're not really after anything. You have no goal in the sport. But I feel like once you get wrapped up in the whole idea of being the best snowboarder on the mountain or, you know, winning contests, going to nationals, being the best that you can be, that's when it gets to be a negative thing where, like, this adrenaline is just pushing you to become someone who you aren't, I guess you could say. And it just turns you into, like, a monster, basically. Like, it ruins the fun of the sport. Like, you can't ride with your friends anymore. You just have fun. All you want to do is just huck yourself off jumps and whatnot. And, you know, with that comes injury or whatever. So I feel like to be successful in the sport, you definitely have to balance, you know, the positives and the negatives. You have to be able to, like, control that adrenaline and just push yourself to be a good snowboarder, but at the same time, you have to know when to quit and just, you know, relax with it and have fun, because that's what it's meant to be about. That's probably a downfall of the whole adrenaline thing. Like, it honestly is just like a drug, I guess. Like, snowboarding is a drug for sure, so is surfing, because it just, like, it takes you away from society. You know, you're snowboarding, you're not worried about society. You're surfing, you're not worried about society either. So it's just like it takes you away from reality, and I feel like that's what a drug does. So to say like action sports are a drug, that's a pretty accurate statement, I guess, because people just get so stoked on it that like they separate themselves from reality and just like become lost in it.
The best memory was actually you were there, but when we were night shredding at Snow Summit and it was raining, that was like the most fun I could have on a snowboard. It was like I felt good. I was landing my tricks, and like with a good group of friends, and it was just like a really good time. I don't know. It was like I said. It was like what I was saying earlier about being in the moment. That was like I was thinking about anything else besides snowboarding.